I've been here 4 times in 3 years. I catch, you know, on a regular basis.
This is our 3rd year here. We usually catch quite a good number of fish.
But like anywhere, you fish a venue over a period of time, you get to know it a little better.
And the fish this week have been a bit clued up and they've been a bit hard to tempt. But we've had a fair number of fish.
You've got to give things a fair chance. You can't just come over and expect to throw your line in and wind the fish in.
Oh yeah, you've still got to know what you're doing. You can't just come along here and plonk a rod in and expect to catch a fish. I use a bait boat here nearly 90% of the time because the distances I fish from anything to 150 to 160 yards, mainly because I fish the home swim.
We usually fish 2 rods each, and I have a couple of rods on the island, which is an obvious patrolling route for the fish. And I have one in either the near side or the back margin, and another one out in open water.
The tactics we've used this time round is to fish areas from a distance, so as to cut down on the bankside disturbance, you know, so the fish aren't as aware of you. Rather than set up in a swim and fish the swim, it's baiting a swim elsewhere and fishing it from another area of the lake. And by doing that, the catch rate's increased.
The last couple of sessions I have used big beds of bait, as in the hemp, the maize, the garlic, and the other stuff that I put in with it, all the little extras, the pellet, the boilie. The boilie I use, which is a mainline cell, I do put a lot of them in with my bait.
And if one seems to be producing more fish than any of the others, then I move other rods onto those spots.
What I tend to do is pick 3 spots, a spot for each rod, and put maybe 50 baits scattered over an area to keep the fish moving, not all tight together. Maybe 50 over each rod and fish those, but also take note of the other spots around where the fish are showing and trickle bait into these as well over the course of a day or 2.
It's just a safe zone leader, as normal, standard. All carp fishermen would know that. It's an anti-tangle rig, goes down to the lead link, which can come off if a fish gets tethered and lose the lead. I use 3-ounce leads, by the way, here. We then go to the hook link, which I can change very, very easy. My hooks are quarter curved, size 8s. They're captors, they're very sharp, they're a new hook, they're very, very sharp. And then I've been using this year a blowback rig, sorry. So when the carp has it in its mouth, it cannot blow it back out, hence the little ring on there. I use shrink tubing to turn it round onto the hook, so we've got a slight bend on it. The material of the hook link is N-trap. It's a new one. That's a 20-pound breaking strain, and you strip off about 4 inches, 5 inches of it prior to tying it to the hook. And that's the reason why it spins and turns, because this part of the N-trap of the link material is stripped back.
The rig that I've been using, that I've had on all my rods, just a standard running lead rig, some heavy tubing, concealment, and just a standard 8-9 inch hook length single boilie just coming off like that. No rig tubing or anything, no shrink tubing, and it proves very effective.
This is the rig I've been using. It's about 2 feet of lead core, a flat inline pair. The reason for that, the modern lead clips, there's a lot of play in them, so when the fish picks the bait up, we want direct contact to the lead. It sets the hook much quicker. Also with this system, it's only the eye of the swivel that's pushed into the bottom of the lead, so it's enough to hook the fish, yet should your line break for any reason, there's no tail rubber on the end, it'll come free and just slide off, so the fish won't be dragging lead around, most important. Now there's a 6-inch hook link, 2 small blobs of tungsten putty to keep it down to the lake bed, a size 6 curved shank hook and a single 15mm boilie. What I've been using on the end of that is one of these, just 3 baits on a piece of PVA string. We've tied that on there, it's trapped the hair so that can't tangle around the hook. A very simple, very effective presentation, and that's what's worked for me.
I was averaging 20, 23 on the second session, 23 again in September.
We've had a fair few number of fish, as you can see, and the proof of the pudding is we keep fetching them out.
There we are, that's done the business, and as you've just seen, we've got fish number 43.